Now I'm here for free. Una record?
Yes, it's recording.
Okay. I'm telling you for free. Mwas is a perfectionist. Imagine we are repeating this interview. Anyway. Eddie is a 26-year-old who works in the food industry as a product developer. So my work is to create new food products and to modify or improve existing ones in the market. Yeah, that's what I do. It's a bit of a niche kind of career or career path, but I love it. It's very fulfilling. Aside from that, also somebody who loves fitness. I love running. I love going to the gym, either by myself or with friends. I've seen the power of fitness coming through in my life. It really helps a lot. I think I would say that's it in a nutshell. Those are, I think, the two main things that define me. Yeah. Oh, and yes, I love singing. I love singing very much. Group settings, solo singing, in church. Sometimes my friends, I think there was a time a friend of mine invited me to sing at a birthday party. Yeah. Any time I get an opportunity to sing and just use my voice to make music, it's always very fulfilling for me.
What's up?
I was, I think, 5, 6, that age. I used to see my mom singing in a choir along with her friends, and I'd be like fascinated. I was like, they sound so good, and when the instruments come in, it's just I don't know how my young mind would have interpreted it and how I can remember it, but I don't have a distinct first memory of when I really got to know that music is one of the things that I love so much. I remember I joined also singing with the praise and worship team at my home church, also in the participating in like concerts and singing during services, maybe during like the offertory times. Yeah, it was, I think that would be like how it started, but then as it also panned out, my parents also got me involved into music festivals when I was, I think, in classes 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think, 4, 5, 6, and I made it to national levels. I think one of the things that was really unique about me at that time is that my voice was so clean and so high. I was able to reach notes that people would, I can't remember exactly, but people would tell me that I would hit notes that seemed almost impossible, very, very high. I'm glad also the music teacher I had at that time really helped me develop on my tone and grow as a musician overall, and just learn to appreciate how a good voice sounds. But unfortunately, adolescence happened. I broke my voice. I was no longer able to, would I say, wow people. I used to think I would wow people with how my voice was so high and so clean and so clear. And now it was just raspy and cracking. I was not able to hit the notes I would be able to. Really put me into a bad state of low self-esteem, because I'm like, this is something I've loved doing. And right now it's like I can't do it anymore. So I paused on singing from, I think from part of primary till around Form 2 in high school, which I then now picked up again. But I think having to have just expelled it completely from my mind forced me to now go back to, would I say, like a basic, or I don't know how else to put it. I had to start from the basics again. I had to build knowing how to sing in key. I had to build pitch. I also had to work on my tone again so that it could be a point where I myself would listen and I'd feel it's appreciable. All along, I've always just known I love singing. And so far, it has made me meet so many wonderful people. It has given me so many wonderful opportunities to just be able to sing. And I'm like, if this is probably the first would I say 20 or so years of singing, and I've seen so much growth, I've seen so much opportunities that come. I cannot wait to see what the future holds if I continue with it. I'm really excited to see what the future holds. I have a lot of friends who really inspire me. Some of them it's from one thing or another, but I look to different people for different aspects for inspiration. I have friends who are really good with harmonies, like wow. They'll just come up with harmonies instantly, and they are not, would I say, the conventional ones. They are so interesting and so intricate that you are like, wow. I even tell myself I wish I could come up with harmonies like that. I have friends who their tone is, oh my goodness, they just sing, you're like, what am I even doing singing? I should just keep quiet. What am I doing? I have people who I also really look up to for not even just general singing, but also in incorporating a stage presence and how to engage with people as you sing. There's I can't specifically say there's one person, but all my musical friends, there's one thing that I always look at, and I'm inspired, and I'm like, I want to tap into that and grow in that aspect. Yeah, that's how I'd say it. It's my friend Lincoln. We served together in a ministry. And there was a time he posted a link of a video of him on keysNvoice, and he was singing. And as I'd said, I have friends who I really look up to, and Lincoln is one of the people I look up to. He has a really good tone. He has really good. He has a good way of how I don't know how else to put how he sings, but when he sings, it's just a joy to listen to. So I saw he had put the video. And when I looked at the channel again, I saw, there are so many other videos that he had on the channel. So I asked him, okay, so like if I want to do something with Mwas, what's like the process? And he was like, Mwas is always looking for new people to try out stuff with. In my mind, I'm like, yeah, probably he's looking for people who are like you, not people like me. But he said, no, Mwas is a really cool guy. Here is his number, just talk to him. So I think that I would say is the first thing that inspired me to reach out to Mwas for keysNvoice. That was Lincoln. The second thing that inspired me to just continue and even continue meeting up is that after I reached out with Mwas, I was expecting like probably he'd ignore my text, or he'd even just text and be like, these people who are you? You're wasting my time and all that. But he called. He didn't text back. He called me and said, yeah, I've seen your text. You're interested? Okay, yeah. So what times work for you? Which I found kind of interesting, because some of the stories that I've heard of people who do such projects, they do not ask you what time works for you. They say, I am free on this day. If you're interested, come. If not, that's it. It's up to you. So I think the second thing that inspired me to join and continue participating in keysNvoice is Mwas himself, because he's a really kind and very good person to work with, and I feel he's not in it just to even, like, would I say, make a name for himself or try and show how good he is as a musician, but he just wants people to have the platform to express themselves and to be themselves and do the music that they feel they love. And I think those are the two main things that inspired me to not only join but also continue staying in keysNvoice. I would say there are two main things that I have been able to pick out consistently. One, when I come to practice, I always tell myself I have to make sure that my diction, that is how I speak my words, how I pronounce my words, are correct. Because Mwas is I think those who have worked with him know he's a high functioning perfectionist. I remember there was a time we did a song and the take was, I can't remember what it was. It was a really, really good take. Oh, it was wonderful. But then when we were listening back to it, he was like, you've not pronounced this word correctly. You've not put that t or the b at the end. Like, yeah, but so see, it sounds good. No, it's like, no. We have to do it again. So, and make sure that as you are singing, those words are being heard, because that is what is going to make the song even more appreciated. So it always makes me think, before I come for practice, I have to be like, okay, I know I have to sing correctly. I have to sing the words and pronounce them put all the words that are ending with all those pa, pa, ta, 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 all those, and this, they have to be heard. So I think that has also transferred to my other singing, is that when I sing, I have to make sure that I pronounce the words correctly and I sing them correctly as well. The second thing I've also learned from keysNvoice is to build, would I say, your voice, your individual voice as a singer, to not only try and do a song exactly as the musician has done it, but try and make it your own. So it doesn't necessarily have to be done in the same key, it doesn't have to be done in the same style, it doesn't even have to be the exact arrangement of the song. It has to be something that works for you and something that you feel, yeah, this is good and this feels nice. I think that's something that is not only critical for me, but for any other person who is a singer, to help you develop your own personal style and what you feel this is good for you. And keysNvoice has been a good place for that. Is that keysNvoice really helps you find yourself as a musician. Let me try and rephrase that. It helps you find what works for you and what sets you apart as a singer, because it's not just about the fancy lights, it's not just about the many instruments or the many layers of voices and pads and all that. When you meet, it's just you, the mic, and the keyboard. So it's a very simple setup, and that kind of takes you out of all the theatrics, out of all the distractors, and makes you focus on what is the essence of the song. What is this I am singing, and does it resonate with me? Is it really what I would like? Is it something that because I know this is something that's going to go on a YouTube channel that's public and everybody will hear. Is it something that as I'm singing it, people are going to be able to connect with it? And for people to connect with it, I have to connect with it first. And I think that's the biggest thing I've learned from keysNvoice, is that, yeah, it's good to have all these other things, but at the end, if you do not connect with that song, and if you do not connect with the music in itself, then you're not going to be able to, would I say, transfer that love and that passion to those who are watching. Yeah. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give 100 or 200 or a scale would be very weird to rate, because it's been an amazing experience. Like I said, some of the takeaways that I've gotten, some of the things I have learned as a singer. I can't exactly rate, but I would give it, if I was to give it high ratings, I would give very high ratings. I'd even just say 10 out of 10. And it's not just because of what I've learned, but also working with Mwas. Mwas is very easy to be with. He's fun. He's able to really understand you as a singer and see this is what works for you. This is what would fit you, and this is a song that would work well with your voice, with your tone, with your personality, all that. And now he's able to arrange it in such a way that brings out the best, not only for you as a singer, but for even the both of you as you're both doing the song together. It's kind of like an interesting show of, would I say, a balance of him and his keys and you and the voice. It's a really good experience, and every time I come, I always just have so much fun. Even if we do 1 song, 2 songs, I just know it's going to be a good time. I go home feeling refreshed, feeling fulfilled. One thing that I know about myself is that my music inclinations mostly lie towards hymns, and not even just common hymns, but even some of the hymns that are lesser known but have really, really deep and really rich lyrics and words, and even the arrangements are just amazing. So yeah, there's more of that, hoping, because my hope is that these hymns, people can hear them more and be more blessed by them. I would also say, yeah, and also just a few more other songs that probably you may have not heard of, but they exist, they do exist. And essentially for me, I think my music taste, I find it very, as much as it's very unique and kind of niche, it has very deep impact. So I tell myself it can be small, but it's deep, and it has a lot of weight to give and a lot of value that it can add to those who listen. Yeah, I think that's how I would say that. Yeah, that's what to expect. You'll be in very good hands with Mwas. But also, I think this would also be important to note, be open to learning. Be open to correction, be open to Mwas and his perfectionism, which sometimes can feel a bit annoying. You're like, that take was so good, why do we have to do it again? But I think that's how I'm seeing it, as a means of iron sharpens iron, is that with his experience that he has with music and teaching and dealing with all different kinds of musicians, he knows what would usually be best for you as a person. So even if he says correct this and correct that, it's not because he sees that this is a fault or this is something that you're doing wrong, but rather he wants you to become a better musician in that aspect. So I'd say just be open to learning, and just have fun. Once is very easy to deal with, very easy to interact with. Hana ubaya, he's I think the best he just wants is, if you love singing, just come and sing and enjoy yourself. And yeah, I think that's what I would say for those who are planning or are in the schedule to come and and do more episodes with Mwas. You'll really enjoy yourself, for a fact. Chapati beef. I love chapati beef. That is, I think, my downfall. Chapati and beef. Wow. That one, I think I can even... You know the way Esau sold his soul for dengu? I think I can sell he sold his birthright, not his soul. I think I would sell everything. I would just say, oh, this is the best chapati beef I've eaten in my life. Here are all my savings. Here is everything. Yeah, I like chapati beef. Although I'm trying to cut down on chapati because it's not, it's kind of affecting me in some few ways, especially with my pursuit of fitness. But any day, chapati beef. Oof, I love it. I absolutely. Because when the beef is dry fry, naweka tu kwa chapati, then I roll it, and then I don't even think I think I'll even have that for supper today, but we'll see. I pursue physical fitness, and it's kind of now become almost like a lifestyle for me. I love running. I love running so much. I run on roads, I run in trails, I run with friends, I run alone, I run on the treadmill. I find running not only, it's for me, it's more of like a means of therapy. Like sometimes when I've had a long day and I feel I need to let go, I need to relax a bit, I just put on my running shoes, listen to some music, just at a low volume so that at least I don't run into traffic. And then there's a circuit where I stay of tarmac. I just go round, I think about twice, and that's about like 8-10 kilometers. And afterwards I take a shower, I feel rejuvenated. I feel like whatever this thing was bothering me now no longer is bothering me. Also going to the gym. I love working out. It's been interesting seeing how I used to hate it, and now it's something that I really look forward to doing. I also love cooking. I'm a very good cook. That one I know for a fact. I am very good at cooking. And something, I think the last thing I would say is I am a lover of books and reading. There's something about books that just transports you to another world or gives you information you never thought you'd ever need or have. So I listen to a lot of audiobooks. I just relax with my audiobooks sometimes when I walk to work, or even if I'm just at work trying to do my daily tasks, I listen to books. I think that's what I would say are my hobbies. Okay, this is interesting. There was a time I used to play guitar at some point, but I think I either gave up or I was like, probably it's not. I don't know. It was just a mix of so many things. But there was a time I was playing guitar and I had gotten to, I would say, an almost intermediate level, but then I just stopped. So I'm able to tell chords on the guitar, play them, and all that. But now, if I was given a chance, and let's say if I was to go back in time, I think I would still pick up the piano or the keyboard, because I feel it's. I usually find it interesting. It's one of those. It's one of those instruments that end up. How would I put it? Surprising people, that you can go somewhere where there is a keyboard and you're like, oh, you have a keyboard, oh, you have a piano here, and you just start playing something and everyone is like, what, you play the piano? I think that kind of surprise that people have is usually good enough, is usually fascinating. Also, the thing about piano is that especially with these electronic ones, you're able to create all kinds of beats, all kinds of different instruments. I feel it serves as a good base for learning another instrument. And also, if you're like maybe like doing home production and all those things, and you don't have access to these other instruments, with these modern ones you can be able to imitate those instruments and be able to, you can actually create a whole album and somebody will be like, who played the bass? You're like, I just did notes on the keyboard and adjusted them on an audio what are they called, a studio, what digital audio workstation. Yes. Sea. I don't know, I've always just been fascinated by the sea. I don't know, there's just something. I even tell myself, a lot of my friends who come from Mombasa and even from the coast, I tell them I envy them so much that they grew up and they were born and they lived with the ocean right then. They're like, but it's the ocean, it's just there. But I think for me, every time I even just take a trip down to the coast, I'm always just fascinated by the ocean. I'm like, I don't know, there's just something in it that calls to me. My favorite color is purple, I think. But then again, it's more of like a feeling. I just feel like things that are purple are more inviting to me. Yeah, and they usually say purple is the color of royalty. So I'm not saying that I'm royalty, but why not? If I like purple, why not? Yeah. I'd go to Singapore. No. I'd go to China. China has I like China because it has different climates. It's when you look at it like on a map, there are places that would experience temperate climates and there are some places that would experience a tropical climate, and then it's a very wide country. And now the geography and topography changes as you move towards the country. So I think for me, I'd be fascinated with China because it would help me, or rather it would make me be able to see not only the different cultures and the different people, but also the different landscapes, the different climates, and it's all still in one country. So yeah, I think that's why I would go with China. Okay, thanks.